vouchers. I fought vouchers for years. I came to. I still haven't learned to love them. I've learned to accept them. The problem I had originally with vouchers, it's not all your money. It's a lot of people that have no kids.
That's right.
It's their money, and you have a lot of people that have kids that own no property. They rent.
Right.
So those are the different things. It's really, you start figuring the different things. But in general, it all mixes in and it flows and it comes out to work. The problem I have with the voucher system, I believe, this is, my buddy Lane Jean, and Matt knows him well. He said ever since we started this, it's going to blow one day. It's just not sustainable. And I think at some point we're going to see that in Arkansas if it continues to grow. It may not grow real fast because there's not a lot of places you can take kids until they build some new schools. So if they start building more private schools, then we're going to start having more influx. Now, we have a lot of homeschools, and homeschools get the same amount as long as they prove they spend the money to get that. Of course, we did limit them a little bit to 25% of some of the extracurricular stuff of the money that they get. But at some point, if this thing blows up, then they'll have to revert back and stop and shut it down to where it's a certain amount that gets it. So,
because I perceive you can do this. Especially at this Supreme Court case that's going up there with the Oklahoma school, where all sorts of like religious institutions, etc. But I perceive it's pretty broad. Like if I'm educating somebody, and I'm going to make this up, and this might be silly, but like educating someone on how to fix a car engine, right? That somehow I can declare that's a school and get some money back. I'm probably wrong to say that it's that loose, but it seems to me that if you're siphoning money off the system, then boy, we should have a lot of, hopefully it's to other schools that meet at least certain standards, at least.
I don't think it's that loose. It's pretty tight.
Is it pretty tight?
Yeah, it's pretty tight. It's the homeschool was the problem, that it was pretty loose on their end, that they could do a lot of things, and we cut that back to a percentage. Like I said, you couldn't let your kids take horseback riding every day for the whole school year and pay half of your amount that you're getting for that. So I'm just using that for instance. They do, that is one of the things they can use though, but it's not something they could use all that money on. They have to really do part of it for that and other parts for the
Matt, you got a view on any of this?
Yeah, well, Bruce brought up, on the horseback riding, and I remember, Bruce, I don't know if you received some of the same emails I did, but there were some criticisms in regards to the voucher program on being able to use it for horseback riding and things of that nature. But Andy, I think to Bruce's point, I believe the voucher program is a lot tighter, what he was saying, than a lot of people, their perception was initially, and had some concerns on it. But at the end of the day, nothing's perfect. And there's always going to be somebody looking for different ways to try to make a buck off of different things. And that's just,
I agree.
That's true. That's true. That is true, Matt. Pretty much everything, there's always somebody who's going to scam the system. They just can't.
Yeah. Representative Wooten probably has a list of how they could do that.
Yeah. It's just okay.